Thanks for staying with us. And Bill O'Reilly in the Impact segment tonight, our first conversation with Senator Barack Obama. It's been a long time coming, as you know, but this afternoon I met with the senator in York, Pennsylvania. Now, we're going to play you the first part of the interview right now, and the rest of it, which is fairly extensive and provocative, will be seen next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Roll the tape. Well, first of all, thanks for being a man of your word.
You bet.
But I was worried there for a while. It's been 9 months since we last met in New Hampshire.
It took a little while. I've had a few things to do in between. Yeah, but I appreciate you having me on the show.
Okay. Let's start with national security. Do you believe we're in the middle of a war on terror?
Absolutely.
Who's the enemy?
Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, a whole host of networks that are bent on attacking America, who have a distorted ideology, who have perverted the faith of Islam. And so we have to go after them.
Is Iran part of that component?
Iran is a major threat. Now, I don't think that there's the same, they are not part of the same network. You've got Shia and you've got Sunni. We've got to have the ability to distinguish between these groups because, for example, the war in Iraq is a good example, where I believe the administration lumped together Saddam Hussein, a terrible guy, with Al-Qaeda, which had nothing to do with Saddam Hussein.
We'll get to that
and as a consequence, we ended up, I think, misdirecting our resources. So they're all part of various terrorist networks that we have to shut down and we have to destroy, but they may not all be part and parcel of the same ideology.
But I still don't understand, and I'm asking this as an American as well as a journalist, how threatening you feel Iran is. See, look, if Iran gets a nuclear weapon, okay? Mm-hmm. To me, they're going to give it to Hezbollah if they can develop the technology. Why not? And then they say, we don't have anything to do with it. Yeah. So, therefore, the next president of the United States is going to have to make a decision about Iran, whether to stop them militarily, because I don't believe if diplomacy works, fine, but you've got to have a plan B. And a lot of people are saying, look, Barack Obama's not going to attack Iran.
Well, here's where you and I agree. It is unacceptable for Iran to possess a nuclear weapon. It would be a game changer. And I've said that repeatedly. I've also said I would never take a military option off the table.
But would you prepare for one?
Well, listen.
That's the question, though, Senator. Anybody can say option. Would you prepare for it?
Look, it is not appropriate for somebody who is one of two people who could be the President of the United States to start tipping their hand in terms of what their plans might be with respect to Iran. It's sufficient to say I would not take the military option off the table and that I will never hesitate to use our military force in order to protect the homeland and United States interests. But where I disagree with you is the notion that we've exhausted every other resource. Because the fact of the matter is that for 6, 7 years during this administration, we weren't working as closely at terrorists, and we're going to help build their democracy and provide the kinds of funding.
Well, Negroponte's over there, and he's doing that now.
That's not what we've been doing, Bill. We wasted $10 billion with Musharraf without holding him accountable for knocking out those safe havens.
So you are going to, again, more diplomacy, and we need it, absolutely, try to convince the Pakistani government to take a more aggressive approach by saying, if you don't, we're going to pull the funding.
And what I will do is, if we have bin Laden in our sights, we target him and we knock him out.
But everybody will do that.
Well,
I mean, that would be the biggest win Bush could have if
of course.
do that. But you can't send ground troops in because all hell breaks loose.
We can't have, and nobody talked about some full-blown invasion of Pakistan. The simple point that I made was we've got to put more pressure on Pakistan to do what they need to do.
All right. Again, the rest of the interview will be seen on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, and it is lively.